Hey guys, welcome back to another video for electricreview.org. My name is Liam and today we're checking out another electric skateboard. The board we'll be looking at today is the Fiik Big Daddy. This monster comes in at about $1,400 and it's great value if you're looking for a compact car. Just kidding, but this beast is massive. It is easily the biggest board that I've ridden or ever seen. Powering the Big Daddy is a 14 amp hour sealed lead acid battery that's connected to a belt driven motor. Not sure how many watts this motor is rated to, as I wasn't able to find the specs online. Even on the Fiik website, out of all places, isn't advertising it. Having been out for a blast on the board recently, I've been trying to get my head around the uses for a board of this size and weight. Firstly, when it comes to practicality, the Big Daddy weighs at back-breaking 35 kilograms thanks to the old school SLA battery pack. Everything you can see here is solid and has a genuinely well-made feel to it. With a top speed of 30 kilometers an hour and a range of anywhere between 15 and 30 kilometers, it's got plenty of usable power and capacity. To control this board, you have an RC style trigger remote that's made from plastic. The trigger itself isn't the most responsive and feels a bit dull and non-responsive at times. It can be slightly jerky when braking from higher speeds, which is something to be careful with. Riding the board around my local area, I got to notice that it's by no means a low speed board to enjoy gentle carving, but instead a flat out bush bashing wild machine. Even with the trucks adjusted to a fairly loose setting, turning must be done with all your weight that you can manage. In doing so, you also have to handle the fact that the drivetrain is only one-wheel drive. This meant that with the motor on the left side of the truck, turns at a slow speed towards the right lead to loss of traction and wheels spinning. This does throw you off balance pretty often, as normally when accelerating on an e-board, you instinctively lean forward. When the power is reduced by the sudden wheel spinning, I found myself practically falling forwards. In regards to the deck, it's pretty stiff despite being made out of maple wood. I read online that these boards had extra ply veneers built into the deck, and I can only assume it is to handle the weight of the battery box. One great feature about this model is that it's built tough and made to last. It can take a tumble and keep going without any fuss. The operation of the Fiik is simple. By switching the board's battery button on, then the same with the remote control and you're ready to ride. Whilst there is a kicktail present, my attempts to use this as a method of setting off were pretty difficult on account of weight and also motor placement. It's no secret that we're a big fan of hub drive motors here on the blog, which is why Fiik is a great example of older tech really sticking out like a sore thumb. When it comes to rolling resistance, these big wheels and tyres plus the chunky rubber driven belt means that there's no chance of kicking this board along without the motor providing power. When moving the Big Daddy around my garage, I found that the drive wheel was actually skidding along the ground as the belt prevented it from freewheeling. Out in the open, this board is great fun to blast around on. The turning left us feeling a little unsure of the safety side of things. Not being able to avoid unexpected objects or road users means that you need to be watching and preparing when you ride along the road. The only time I was able to make a tight turn was when I knelt down and grabbed the board toe side to kick the rear wheel out. Not a board you would exactly consider for commuting in the metro area. From what I found online, the board can be ridden near moisture or damp roads without any troubles. The motor specs allow for a maximum rider weight of up to 135 kilograms. That is pretty impressive, as most boards we've tested usually allow for 100 kilograms or less for rider weight. So what do we think of this board? Overall, the Fiik Big Daddy is a monster of a machine and needs no pleasant introductions. It is a loud, beastly weapon that was a lot of fun to begin with, but it lacked out on the modern technologies that most riders now take for granted. The turning ability and freewheeling or lack thereof would be significantly disappointing. as was the inclusion of the belt-driven motor that powered only one of their rear wheels. I can see how this board would have been a lot of fun 5 to 10 years ago. In reality, the Big Daddy was one of the very first electric skateboards to become readily available for riders here in Australia. That being said, for this review, we're giving the Big Daddy 2 stars out of 5. We hope you enjoy this review. Until next time, I'm Liam, and see you next time in another review for electricreview.org.